Shout out to G-Man Boxing.
Alright, people. Adrien Broner. Haha, yeah. So, today, well, let's rewind it. Let's rewind it a bit, right? This is a fighter who has made some very strange decisions over the years. Had his issues, etc., etc. We all know about them. And was meant to have a fight, I believe, was the end of February on that BLK Prime network, which Terence Crawford fought David Avanesian on back before Christmas, which seemed too good to be true, and it probably was, because they've seemed to just pull the plug on boxing almost immediately. So he's a free agent, no longer with was he with promoted by Floyd Mayweather? I'm not sure, but he was with the Al Heyman, PBC brigade. So he's announced that moving forward, I still can't believe this, he is going to be promoted by none other than, hang on a sec, wait for it, Lucius Sweet, Don King himself. Yep. Don King, who has no TV deal, has put on 3 shows in the last 3 years. And they've been absolutely, to say obscure is not even the word. In fact, actually, he's having to recycle the fighters from one card to fight the guys on the next card. For example, he got, was it Trevor Bryan against this Jason, or Jonathan, I can't remember his last name. And then he had Bermain Stavern fight someone else in the card. Might have been a different way around, but basically, cut a long story short, they ended up roles reversed next time around. It was just a complete joke. It really, truly was. And the quality was not there in terms of the broadcast, the production, the arena looked an absolute joke. And this is who Adrien Broner has signed with. Bear in mind, the picture floating around is of Don King and Adrien Broner sat together with a table full of money. Now, Broner has never come across as being the sharpest tool in the box, to say the least. Signing with Don King, I mean, Vanes Martirosyan learned this lesson in 2018. It might have been 2017. When he said one of the biggest mistakes he had was leaving PBC, where he said Al Heyman was the best advisor he ever had, and that, I believe it was Goosen, who's now dead now, was the best promoter he ever had, because he signed with Don King. Apparently he was having some, maybe not financial trouble, but obviously he wasn't in the place he wanted to be. Don King, 400 grand slapped in front of Vanes Martirosyan, signed on the dotted line. He got the Triple G fight, and then Don King is going to recoup all that, plus the rest, which left him absolutely, well, he's not fought since the Triple G fight as Vanes Martirosyan. And he wasn't that old in the Triple G. I think he was in his early 30s, or maybe close to mid-30s, but still, not necessarily the oldest. And I reckon he's done exactly the same thing with Broner. Don King right now he's in his early 90s anyway. And the saying is, a leopard never changes his spots. Don King has one of the most toxic reputations among boxing promoters. I mean, this guy is literally toxic. He is horrendous, awful man. I mean, people say Frank Warren isn't, we all know about Frank Warren. He looks like Mother Teresa and Santa Claus rolled into one compared to Don King. Don King, awful man, who's ripped off, I think, virtually every single fighter who he's promoted and managed. The only way you could make money being a Don King fighter back in the days was if you were making Mike Tyson level money, that you could pay Don King the extortionate figure he wanted and then still have a little bit left for yourself. If you couldn't do that, you were screwed. You were goosed. You literally couldn't do anything, and this is exactly what, nowadays, he's got no TV deal. I mean, his arenas are small hall shows at best. He's charging pay-per-view for mismatches or fights you've never even heard of. And Broner thought in his infinite wisdom it would be a good idea to sign with him. I mean, the fact of the matter is, Don King, you do a Wikipedia search on him, and it brings up all the bad stuff. And anyone with half a brain would look at that and say, whoa, time out. I am not signing with this guy. And Broner goes and signed with him. I mean, people always ask me, do a WTF video on Broner? And I've always said, I will do it, but where do I start and where do I end it? Because it just seems like he's just doing another thing, one thing after. If I had done one before Christmas, like I thought about doing, I'd be chucking this on top of that. Crazy. I mean, Broner as a fighter, realistically, like, he is a spent force. You know, he fought a janitor in his last fight, and he was lucky to get the nod. He's not looked good in years and years and years. He's not looked good. I mean, he arguably lost against Adrien. That was in 2017. Lost against Sean Porter in 2015, I think it was. Lost against Mikey in 2017 as well. I mean, Broner has been looking shocking as of late. He lost against Pacquiao in 2019. Broner is just done. And the fact now he's with Don King, I mean, it'd be one thing to sign with a promoter, say like Lou DiBella maybe, who wouldn't make you crazy kind of money, but at least he would get you out. Maybe you'd lose one of the fighters he put you in there with, because obviously Broner has seen better days. But at least you probably come out with some money. Maybe not a lot, but something. With Don King, you're going to come out with like literally nothing. You know, and probably in court with Don King, because, I mean, look at Daniel Dubois when he fought Trevor Bryan. Even he had issues. That was only last year. So it's not like Don King could turn around and say, that was in the early 2000s. It was last year you had trouble with a fight. It wasn't one of your fighters. But nevertheless, on your show, a fighter was still having trouble getting paid. Bad move this from Broner. Really, really bad move. As the saying goes, a leopard never changes his spots. I don't know. Adrien the problem Broner. Well, he's certainly got a problem now. I'll leave it there. Smash the like button, people. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button, of course, if you haven't already. Thank you, as always, to the Hit Company for sponsoring today's video. For now, lads and lassies, peace.